Alright, you ready? Now we're going to walk. And usually if I go for a walk right after heel drills, I'll just start walking. But since we went off and did recall practice, we're going to come off. Let's go. Right. So now I'm going to do a couple of changes. She was doing really good, so I might not have needed to. So, but if you come out, you do a couple of changes. Good girl. Right. Maybe a 360. Good job. And then we'll come back this way. That's a good girl. And usually when I start walking, I don't like to use food. You absolutely can. It's my personal thing. Like every time she looks away and looks up, you can feed her. Good girl. Or you can, I prefer just a couple little pets like this, if anything. And you gotta watch because sometimes it makes them take off faster. Right? She wants to slide over to the other side. You just keep moving and she's gonna glide back over. That's a good girl. You sweet thing. So let's see. Right, so there she gets a little fast. She's on the pressure and she slowed down. Right. It's kind of a fine line. It depends on how exact you want your walk to be. I usually look for more than the position, the speed, right? So there was a little boop, 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 boop. Good girl. Because she's picking up speed, right? Boop, boop. You see it? It's easy. That's a good girl. So what I do is down here, boop, boop. We'll see. A couple little fingers, boop, boop. That's it. The correction lets you be able to keep going and settle the energy down. Now, if you don't want to do that, you just do this. She's losing. So you go into a redirect. Now, what I've noticed is if all you want to do is redirect to get her there, it takes a ton of them. Right? So, boop, boop. Here's the other part. So there's a boop, boop. If I have to do 2 or 3, boop, boop. Right? So there's 2 already. Boop, boop. Now she's not paying attention to, well, she did that one. So if she didn't pay attention to that one, I would have went into the redirect. Backward pressure, off. That inside turn is what pushes them back. Right? Now if she's too far ahead of you, like if she's out there, you don't want to do an inside turn. You do an outside turn here, make her follow you, good girl, and then you cut her off. Uh-oh. Then you cut her off. And now she's back focused on you. Oh. Good girl. And again, if you wanted to use food, you would go boop, boop. Right? For me, I think it's just a consistency thing. Everything works. Nothing is a big deal, right? So the crap you see on the internet is all, everybody talks about extremes. They talk in extremes trying to make you do stuff their way. It's not a big deal. I've seen it all work. I've seen it all not work. It's figuring out what works. Usually these high energy guys, a couple boop boops, if they don't pay attention to a couple, and it depends on the energy, right? She sees a dog over there, she wants to go excited to the energy, you got to go a little firmer. Or you just redirect. It's whatever you want to do, but whatever you do, right? She's right there. She was slowly getting faster. So a little backwards pressure and then the 360. And then now look, good girl. All right. So my thing is it's what do you want to do? What works for the dog and what do you want to do and how far will you go? Right? So if she's super excited, are you gonna do a firmer correction than my little boop boops? Or is my little boop boops all you wanna do? My boop boops are all you wanna do, then you have to go to a redirect and get her to follow you in those instances. Right? I could manufacture it by bringing one of the guys out and put him on the fence. Anyways, I think I talked enough, right? I think where I was going is, right, here we go, on the way back, a little more exciting, right? So here's the part. Here's where they hurt their neck. When it's the constant pulling, right? So if you let them pull, one, you're reinforcing the pull, and two, that's where the constant pull is where they hurt their neck, right? See, as soon as I give her the leash, boop, 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 and you're coming down shoulder length. So I have to bend down just a little bit for her. And I should have gave her a break, right? Break! Whoa. No big deal. Ain't no big deal. You heard big trucks before. Alright. Over here on break. If she starts pulling, you wait until she comes back. Or doesn't come back, but releases the pressure. She starts pulling. If she's pulling on break, it's gonna carry over to your walk. So when she starts the pressure, you be a tree. She can go where she wants as soon as she releases the pressure. Okay. If they're a little bit too hard pulling to get to something, I'll try to call them back. I try to let them make the decision, but it's hard. All right, so there's pressure. I'm not going into it. She's staying on it. Good. As soon as she releases a little bit, I can go forward for her. Dude, drop it. Good. Oh, it's a bone. Leave it. Good. Alright, this is way too long of a video. Come on, let's walk.